Hey babes, Pinkle16 here on another commentary part of my Sonic Adventure DX walkthrough I did back in 2012, but this should go without saying. I'm gonna do part 3 now, so let's just cut to the video now. Let's see how horrible I was.
Hey, whoa.
Yeah, that's me configuring the you probably would have already seen the videos where I explained that my setup was just a camera on a box, not even like situated on anything. Yeah, that's me fixing it up, and I left that in because the title screen was right there.
Hey, babes.
Or not really title screen, the character select screen. Yeah, you continue laughing. You're gonna mock yourself for it years later because that's not high quality.
Recording Sonic Adventure DX Part 3. And as you know, we continued with Sonic's story last part and did Windy Valley, Casinopolis, and got the Lightspeed shoes and the crystal ring. Now we are going to go on to the next level and do the couple of events after that. Does Chrome appear a second time? I have no idea.
Also, yes, this was a totally different session, which is why I loaded up the game again, because last time you clearly saw me in this area with, standing next to the stone. Now I'm loading up the game again. Why would I need to turn off the game? Well, I totally ended the session. This is me on a totally different day.
I don't know. No, I didn't even see that. Anyway. Sonic, why do you look so bright there? God dang it.
High quality!
It's a dark area. Yeah, whatever. Anyway, so this is the ice stone.
Oh yes, you couldn't have gotten that from the text prompt that very conveniently showed up on the screen.
Do I really care? So...
Actually, you should, then you could stop talking and stop annoying the hell out of everyone who thinks, oh yeah, this is obvious already.
This is the ice stone. Like Windy Valley, it forces you to take it to Mystic Ruins, so then you can unlock the next level. Funny thing, both are even numbered levels in Sonic's story. That's one thing I noticed.
Level 6 doesn't have a stone.
That is very strange, isn't it? So, yeah. And the wall just broke apart. Absolutely randomly. I said that before.
Yes, it needs to remind you. And people call games these days too handholdy. Well, they are, but still.
Okay, so you wanna know where that rock wall is? Right there. The rocks fell in different positions, I think. The rocks fell in different positions and I can't even get on them. Yeah, it takes me a while to get on them.
Well, it took you, clearly.
Yeah. Whee.
I'm well aware by this point that I am critiquing myself.
Okay. So
Because I have to remind myself to never do something like this again, because I can't do them, and it's been done a million times already.
as you can see, there's a little ice gate. An icy cavern in the middle of a normal cave.
How very not conspicuous.
Not suspicious in the slightest. Okay. So now we will go into the cave. Other characters come to this level as well, and they have other stuff here.
Aren't we jumping it a bit? You were trying to hide it a few parts ago.
You want to know why this pond is here? Well, you'll find out in another story. Sonic, I don't want you in there. Ooh, it's a ladder. Let's climb. Onto Ice Cap. Which
You can only see it for 2 seconds before it just turns into a white glob of nothing.
is a level with absolutely no references whatsoever. Just kidding. It's a reference to the zone in Sonic the Hedgehog 3 and Knuckles. If you get my games. So yeah, what do you have to say?
If you're frozen, jump a couple of times and you should be able to crack through.
Oh cool. Now let's run. Okay, so I thought I saw a panel thing around here. God dang it.
Well, it's right there.
So I can see a spring up here. I can see we have to go in there. Although the level design is a little bit different considering it's 3D and the original level was 2D. And here's some platforming sections we have to go through. Oh wait, am I going the wrong way?
Great gameplay, me. I'm still gonna watch it even if I watch the part where I get lost. The good thing about me, I will very conveniently put in timestamps if I absolutely need to put them in. However, you could have just edited me getting lost out. You idiot. It's gameplay, so it still counts.
So yes, I am a little bit lost because I haven't played this level in a little while. It is beatable though. This leads to the area right here. Oh god, Sam
Great gameplay.
made me from before. I'm gonna kill you. Kill you. Screw you, I'm out of here. Just kidding. So
Well, you're up there, but you're not out of this level.
watch me get lost for a couple of minutes before I decide whether I am.
And past me didn't think to edit this out at all.
Okay, I am in an area that I do not know, that I do not need to know. Okay, whatever the heck. Let's run down this. Whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. Hold on a second. Let's go up here. Alright, now,
I gave you a reminder in case you didn't know at this point by my confused voice.
okay.
Confused tone of the voice.
Okay. Panel, 2 is somewhere. Alright. Okay. It wants us to go up here. Well, you can watch me hopelessly get lost then, if, nothing else.
Yeah, for another 3 minutes because you're so hopeless at editing. Professional game quality. I can make a walkthrough out of this when I can't even get through one level.
Okay, look, ring boxes. Yay.
Remember that I used someone else's LP to get through the game originally when I first played it? Not this game, not this playthrough, the first one on my first file that I showed off.
I'm looking for panel number 1. Okay. There's a couple of panels over there. I just don't know which one is number 1. Wait, I saw a cabin over here. Yeah, this thing's just not gonna help me at all, is it? Wait, try and avoid the speed dash things. Oh, it's a wall, it's blocked. God dang it. It's very confusing. Oh god dang it! Where is panel 1? I know the panels aren't compulsory, but still! It's creeping me out without knowing.
Don't worry, we only have 1 more minute of this.
What is that panel? Okay, hold on a second. Let me, okay. First person camera look, whatever, what is that panel?
What the hell is happening with Sonic's player model right there?
I cannot see because of the lights. Do it!
No, past me. The bounce bracelet hasn't been invented yet.
I'll probably put a bit in the video saying where skip to if you want to, if you want to be...
You could have just cut and spliced this with Windows Movie Maker. There is no excuse.
If you don't want to watch this, you can just, you know, skip it. I just don't know where the hell I'm supposed to be going though. Am I supposed to go in here again? But there's nothing in here. As I can tell. Okay, there's something here.
I'm actually progressing now. God. How long did that take? A full 3 minutes of me fumbling around the first area doing nothing.
Finally onto my final. It took me forever to get to an actual improvement. Okay. Okay, now I was in the area I was looking for. I'll probably put a bit in the video where you can skip to this part. And so those people.
You could have just edited past it. There is no point to having that footage there in the first place. What the hell?
Who did skip?
I'm pretty sure everyone watching would agree with me now.
I'm here. Ready, go! Nah. It seems you can find a lot of swim animals here.
Well, yes, the place is full of ice and snow. Ice and just happens to be frozen water. So of course you'd find a lot of swim animals here. Plus, there's penguins are one of the swim animals. It's gonna be a no-brainer. You're gonna find them in this level.
So I better clear this stage quickly because I want to fit some other things.
One of the things I actually really like about Sonic Adventure 1 in general is just how the animals are attributable to the areas they live in. So, swim animals are in places where there's more likely to be water in some form, for example. And thus, you can just come up with your own natural deductions that swim animals hang around watery areas, so therefore you find them in levels that have a lot of water, or, well, yeah, water in its different forms. Something that the second adventure game, didn't exactly do very well, because all the animals are, like, scattered across the levels, not by type, but just in general as animals. It's pretty strange.
A lot of people keep saying Sonic is a speed game. No, he's also a platforming game, which is why there's these iceberg bits.
I still stand by that to this day, because a lot of people just think about Sonic as about going fast, which... No, that wasn't the case. That never... Well, after a while it did become the case, but it never was the case. And it shouldn't be the only thing that encompasses the series. Speed was a reward, not just something you got on a whim.
Swear to God, I hope I don't fall off of these things.
Now, if you know your depth perception, you should easily get past them fine. But yeah, I still stand by that notion that Sonic is not just a go fast game, like the internet memes it to be. There are at least some aspects of my past self I can still agree with. Remember that I made this shortly after Generations had come out and disappointed me with its lackluster story, with how generic it was, and I'd started already thinking that Colors was pretty juvenile at this point and not funny. I was still at this point thinking that there might be a redemption of sorts, like the games would pick up, but that wasn't gonna happen. Well, back then anyway.
Yay.
So I would see a lot of comments on the internet of people just saying Sonic is supposed to be only about speed, and I don't agree with those people, because earlier games will tell you they're not just about speed, they're about platforming as well. They're platformers. And yes, the genre shouldn't define everything they are. Speed is a fundamental part of the series, but it's not the only thing that Sonic is.
think I remember this in my main file being one of the harder levels.
Reminder, I used an LP to get through it on my first try. Mostly because the LP was actually funny and I wanted to use it as a guide as well. I just wanted to listen to the jokes again. That's why I used it as the guide, because it was a win-win.
And the music here creeps me out a bit. Okay, so there's a ring, like an arrow made out of rings saying go that way. Okay then. Ah! Oh, more! More! Oh. What does it want me to do? Oh, that's right, it wants me to get up there and... Oh wait, finally, instead of glitching out.
Or, you know, you could have just held right.
Thanks for dealing with it, Tails. And
I mean, nowadays, I could just hold the right and go back on the platform, since I know that's what platformers generally want to do.
I didn't need the animal. The animals are to feed your chow. I will go on to an in-depth description on them later. Probably in a bonus episode or something.
That happened.
Focusing on clearing your stage.
But it will be at the very end of this commentary. Ha ha ha.
Yeah. Okay. Whoa. Okay, run. Do not stay on them. I swear to God, don't.
Well, yeah, obviously.
Okay, so here's another panel episode. At least it's something other than jump on panel number 1 and will lead you to panels 2 and 3, etc. Lol. So yeah, here's a snow path and cave, and now it's a bit white.
Hasn't it always been white? You're in an icy area. Though there is a lot of light blue, there's also white too. This isn't new.
Okay, and... Oh yeah, now I know what this part is. Ah, my face!
Well, not nearly as much as the Dreamcast version.
Yeah, his face just goes nuts. I love that face. He just goes absolutely crazy with that face. And yeah, right here is the snowboarding section because we have to get away from an avalanche. It's just piling upon us. I wonder how a piece of wood could hold all that back. I seriously don't know.
Well, it fell down, so clearly it couldn't.
Okay, I'm not very good at controlling things from the front, so that's why.
Well, clearly, because the camera is not viewing... It's not at a viewpoint where you can see what's in front of you. Clearly, since you're viewing Sonic's front.
So yeah. So now we are trying to get away from an avalanche, and yeah. It's a snowboarding minigame thing. Sonic, camera, blah blah. Dang my timing. Around the end of those ramps, you can press the jump button, I think, for a special, you know.
I'm trying to be generic because I'm playing the GameCube version, and there are like 15 different versions of this game with different types of controls, so I'm trying to use the game's terminology in terms of describing the controls to others. Though the jump button at the end of the ramp thing is kind of an obvious trick at this point.
For like a special aerial bit. My timing sucks though. Ah! And the controls in this thing, just to me, really sucky. Because of the camera constantly swerving around and...
It's a 1998 game, for God's sake.
Oh well, I failed. Oh yay, alive.
3D game, mind you.
What? Well, I'm just making random noises just to,
For immersion trademark. Not really.
You know. Sonic, why are you glitching out in the wall? Where are you? Oh. Yeah.
1998 3D game.
In case you hadn't noticed, this thing's auto piloted.
Oh yeah, very. That would be so hard to notice.
Automated. You really only move left and right to go places. I think we're nearing the end. If not, we're getting close. Because I saw this in like a walkthrough I was watching recently.
Yes, you're gonna directly mention that in the video. You're trying to make a walkthrough of your own.
It's not for help. No, I know how to beat this level. And look,
Because you viewed it the first time.
look, a Chaos Emerald, and the only Chaos Emerald that can actually be considered a real emerald, not rainbow colored, like all the rest of them are. It's actually green.
Yeah, not bad.
Of course it wasn't bad, although the camera angles were. Now,
Well, what do you expect from a game made in 1998?
here we go, Mr. Corona's Adventure Field. I know what we have to do next.
Of course you should. Goodness, this is your walkthrough. Said the person who got lost for 3 minutes in the first half of Ice Cap.
Music. Thank you. Because the music always takes a little while to start up. Camera. I've never seen the camera glitch up there. Or maybe once when I played this before. But yeah.
Well, that's not never then, is it?
Anyway, I think we may have time for this next thing. Yeah, I think we do. It might just be a level. No, that'd just be boring. I think I know what we have to do. I see a figure over there.
Right here. Where's right here? You can't see a thing.
Oh my god, it's Knuckles. Let's go say hi. Oh, looky, it's Knuckles.
What's up, Knuckles?
The sky.
At the time of this recording, I have seen the Sonic Forces cutscenes. Yay, now you know when this commentary was recorded. But before the game has been released from a leak. And I'm very happy to see Knuckles almost like he is in this game. Again, just in terms of treatment in the new one. I'm very happy to see that.
I'll let my fists do the talking.
Something bugging you?
Yeah.
No time for games, son.
I have my own gripes with Sonic Forces, and I'm not going to mention them in this video, but hey, now you know when this was recorded.
The emeralds you have, right now.
He's got the mouth spasm thing too.
It's Sonic related, so...
What? Let's just see you take it. Huh.
Eh. Now, here is the first character battle we're going to be in. There's 3 types of boss battles, and in the main characters is Knuckles, go easy on me.
Oh no.
There's 3 types. Yeah, you'll hear him say "oh no" every single time he gets hit. It's
It's been memed now, to death.
really funny.
Oh no.
Yeah, there he's done. Character battles, first against another playable character. What a fail.
Oh no. The Chaos Emeralds.
Gameplay versus story segregation, yeah.
Derp. Eggman battles, the ones against Eggman and his robots, which is the Egg Hornet, and Chaos battles, which is coming up.
Gosh, where did you come from?
Eggman. Uh-oh. Like taking candy from a baby.
We're not babies!
Not the Chaos Emerald.
Figure of speech.
No derp.
That's right, fool. You made it all too easy. You practically gave them to me.
Okay.
Hold it right there, creep. You can't get away with this. Knuckles, don't tell me Eggman tricked you again. Me? What about you? Way to go, Knucklehead.
What a fail. Wow.
Now I have 4 lovely emeralds.
We're doomed.
You wouldn't even be able to read the subtitles there because the ship is so bright. It's covering the text because the text is white and the ship is glowing white. Excellent camera quality past me.
Chaos!
get it for the story. Because there's 3 missing. And looky, there's Chaos.
Majority. I wanted to point that out.
Duh!
These are for you, my friend.
Terrible throw.
1998 game.
And he turns into a fish.
Man, no one ever cuts us any slack.
And no big chunks of it either. That's a joke I make when anyone says no one ever, like a joke about slack. No one.
I tend to make that joke more in moderation now because it's silly. I like twisting that figure of speech because of what it represents. Not really the Candy Baby one, but that one specifically, the one with cutting slack.
Ever cuts us any slack or anything
Not that I should have gone out and explained it, but it's still a thing.
like that. I always make a joke that it's not a big one. So Chaos 4, very easy. Well, meh. Apparently.
Also, for some reason, the water just rises by a lot while he's in there. Maybe you could explain it away by saying a bit of it's just Chaos's natural powers, but it's still weird.
He turns the water to Jetto, and you got a homing attack his head when he pops up out of the water.
Yeah, we don't necessarily call it Jello, we call it jelly here in Australia, but Jello fit better for the sentence.
Your only real source of ground is the lily pads, and he'll do his splash attack, do that little wave attack that he just did, and other things. When he rises up out of the water, that's a chance to attack him. Yes, Sonic can walk on water, but
Well, who's to say this is water?
that's because Chaos turned the water to Jello. It's just weird though.
Well, it worked for the second sentence as well.
God, you Chaos! Yeah, this is Chaos 4, by the way. And it's another Chaos battle. Now, kill you. It's a little bit hard, but it's meh.
Everything's hard to you right now. Like, wasn't this before I played Sonic Adventure 2 Battle where I ended up not being able to beat, I think it was Egg Golem or something, and it was really stupidly annoying? And the reason because the homing attack button was acting up. I got past it eventually, however.
The splash attack doesn't really do anything, it just gets rid of your ground, and that splash attack, I don't know what it does, except make random splashes in the water. More than just like a
Generic wave attack, lots of bosses have it.
off of an animation. I think it takes 5 hits. Yeah, 5 hits. Ah, God.
Kind of weird considering it's Chaos 4, you'd think it'd have 4 hits or something, but I don't know.
Ah, God. Buddy.
Why do you have to mention that? The footage explains itself. Well, you can see of it anyway.
But I really don't get how he transforms from a thing into a fish. I really don't.
Sonic World logic. A talking blue hedgehog who can run fast and is bipedal.
Get it. Well, I guess they probably did want some variety in. Ah, God. Well, there is.
Odd creature from the Chaos Emeralds that was once a Chow that suddenly turns into a fish upon its 4th evolution is not necessarily a crazy thing in this world.
That attack. I haven't encountered that yet. At all. So, that's new to me. Alright, finally. You got your head out of the water.
See you some other time.
Okay, so. That was weird for a second there. I don't know.
Because the camera's still underwater, that's why.
Stuff happened. But, yeah. Here we go.
Yeah, I got creeped out by the underwater effects because the camera was underwater for a brief second. Or moment.
What is that?
Why do you feel the need to hide it? Here we go again with the hiding unnecessary random stuff from the game that's in the future from this current point. Trying to pretend you're still playing the game anew.
Oh no, it's a flying fortress.
Yeah, that's my reaction right now, actually.
I can get to hear its theme song early. Cue and carry music in 3, 2, 1.
Yeah, they suck for timing your countdowns.
3, 2, 1, go.
Behold my floating masterpiece, the egg carrier.
Yeah.
It pales in comparison to the power of chaos.
I just beat him up!
Until we meet again, my
I guess that's a sort of reminder for what will happen later.
Probably just a useless piece of junk.
He did just say that in comparison to Chaos that it is.
And look, it's Team Sonic. Ha.
Hey, we can't let him get away. Let's get to my workshop and we'll take the tornado.
Yep.
You guys go. I have some unfinished business to take care of.
Cool.
No problem, Knuckles. We'll take care of everything here.
Come on, let's get going.
Not now. Now I can play as Knuckles. Yay. But we're not going there just yet because it says on my camera I have 5 minutes of
Yeah, camera limitations, that's why. Yeah, no, you don't necessarily actually want to end the part here, but your camera tells you you can't go any further.
footage. And Knuckles, whatever the hell happened to your unfinished business? Are you gonna go over to this wall and snooze all day?
What's the matter? What are you waiting for?
Yeah, that's the very odd thing about Knuckles standing there because of the way games work. He could stand there for an infinite amount of time for as long as you don't go up to Tails' workshop, even though he has unfinished business, quote unquote, the joy of video game NPCs and their quests.
I'm waiting for you to go finish your unfinished business. Thank you very much. So, what we have to do here is we have to go back up there, trigger a cutscene, and we're not gonna do that in this part. We're gonna do it next part. Yay! So this is where I say goodbye. See y'all. Have a good day.
And that should say enough for this commentary as well. See you in part 4.